Hi, friendly neighborhood wildlife rehabilitator Monte Merrick here, and I'm just going to pop in for a few minutes here because I just want to talk to you about something that maybe this is your first time considering wildlife rehabilitation as an activity that you might want to be involved in. And you're thinking to yourself, I would like to help return an animal to the wild, but you didn't know how to begin. And that's what I'm here to tell you about right now is how you can become a wildlife rehabilitator. There's only one doorway in, and that is through places where they're already doing it. The only way that you can become a wildlife rehabilitator is to volunteer at a facility that does wildlife rehabilitation. It's on the job training. You're not going to go to school to become a wildlife rehabilitator and then, put in your applications. There's no degree in wildlife rehab, as far as I know. You show up, and the first day that you're there, you're doing wildlife rehabilitation because one of the things about wildlife rehab that is incontrovertible is that it takes every task that's needed. The dishwashing is part of wildlife rehabilitation. Cleaning the pools, sanitizing the doorknobs, folding the laundry, the laundry, the laundry, the laundry. There's so much laundry, there's so much dishes, there is so much cleaning. And that's part of wildlife rehab. The job needs it, and when you show up, that'll be the first things that you're doing. And it'll be a boon to the facility that you're doing them. To become a volunteer, there are very few qualifications that you need. Your interest in helping wildlife is generally speaking enough to get you in the door. There are some legal requirements, like you do have to be 18. Um, wild animals can be dangerous, and you have to be old enough to sign a waiver. Let's say that what you really want is to have your own facility or to have your own wildlife permit. So first of all, you have been volunteering at a permitted wildlife rehab facility. And in California, there's certain rules. It's regulated by the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, and they have a statewide wildlife rehabilitation coordinator. But if to become a permitted rehabilitator, certain criteria you have to meet, including 400 hours as a volunteer at a permitted facility. So that really is the doorway in, even to having your own facility and your own permit. And let me tell you, 400 hours is nothing. You would accomplish that in 100 weeks at doing 4 hours a week. Is that true? Did I do the math right? Yes, typical shift. Volunteering at a rehab facility is 4 hours per week. Basically, once you're in the door, whatever you want to learn is available to you. This is how it was for me. After 6 months, I became what was known as a senior volunteer, and I learned how to give meds, and I learned how to do other procedures and get a good solid training from the people that you work with. And usually there's a vet that is there to help you learn certain things. There's experienced wildlife rehabilitators. There's a wildlife rehabilitation manager who is skilled in everything. All safety concerns are generally met, safety equipment, the training, everything that you will need to advance is going to be offered to you there. And if it's not offered to you there, facilities vary. There's no getting around that. There's some facilities that, have better resources or more available. So you definitely want to make sure that you're being served and make sure that you feel good about where you're at. But almost always, your local rehabilitator is the doorway in. Now, the states vary. So there are other places, like Washington, for instance, a state that I started in, their criteria was 1,000 hours. So I'm not going to go through state by state what each criteria is, but if you go to whether it's this Department of Fish and Wildlife or Department of Natural Resources or whatever it is in your state, and you Google or you search on their site, wildlife rehabilitation, there's going to be a process that they'll give you. I print it out for mostly just as so I can show and tell, but this is off of the California Department of Fish and Wildlife website, and you can, if you enter into your search engine, California Department of Fish and Wildlife Rehabilitation Permit, you're basically going to come up to a page that is the Wildlife Rehabilitation Permit application process, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do. But the thing is you don't have to get a permit to be a wildlife rehabilitator. All you have to do is be affiliated with a wildlife rehabilitation facility that has a permit, and then you can do what you want to do. So that's basically it. If you are local to Humboldt Wildlife Care Center, I would encourage you, you can go to our website, birdallix.net, and you will see on our website a place, maybe we can get this up on the, we'll see how advanced this video becomes. But, the thing is, if you go to birdallix.net, and you'll see a place that says to volunteer, and you can click on that, and there's a short application, and before you know it, you'll be getting an interview with me, and then you will get to pick a day that you want to work, and then your training will begin, and we'll be happy to have you. Every single person that I work with began in this field in exactly this way. So you stick with it, and jobs do happen. You get some training, you get skills, you demonstrate your work, and getting hired is not out of the question. I got hired. You could get hired too. And if you were working with me, that would be awesome. I would have a great time getting to know you, and you would have fun, guarantee it. And we would do a lot of work, and some of it would be fantastic, and some of it would be terribly sad, and some of it would be terribly mundane, and all of it would be in the service of getting wildlife who's been injured or orphaned a second chance. And that, my friends, is wildlife rehabilitation. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, or send them via psychic messenger to me from you, and we'll see if we can get them answered. Okay, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. If you feel uncomfortable doing that, you're like, I just do not want to hold the business end of a skunk. And then I say to you, aha, but let me ask you this. Which end is the business end?